What's going on? Born for Sports. Salute to New York Giant Nation. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that like. And most importantly, make sure you hit that subscribe button to Born for Sports. Definitely make sure you hit the like so we can let the algorithm know we in the building, as we got some things we're going to talk about tonight in what it was the final regular season game of the 2025 New York Giants season. And they finished with a bang, depending on how you're going to perceive that bang if you're a New York Giant fan. We will get to in a minute. But are we really surprised, y'all? If you're a New York Giant fan out there, are you really surprised that the New York Giants didn't do what you wanted them to do? Okay, for the tankers out there. Are you really surprised that this is the outcome? I mean, come on. It was over last week when it came to that number one pick trade down dream. Okay, we knew that. The Raiders, you had to be a special kind of bad to beat the Raiders last week. And the New York Giants are not as bad a team as the record says. And it's clearly is the issue. There are tiers of bad in the NFL, and the Giants are not in the dregs of bad. They are in a different tier of bad. They are a team that has some talented pieces we will get to in a moment, but isn't ready to be, the team that's going to be the up and coming team with pieces, if that makes sense. Because at the end of the day, there is talent on this team. If you look at all the tiers of bad teams out there, you could clearly see why they're bad. Clearly. You look at teams like the Raiders, you clearly see why they're bad. They have a talent discrepancy, okay? Now, Brock Bowers and Max Crosby, I ain't going to lie, those are some dogs over there in Vegas. They some dogs, okay? But they didn't play last week, all right? They didn't play last week. Ashton Genty, he's a good player too as well. But if you look up and down the talent of that roster, it's a problem for them. So they deserve to have the number one pick in totality. Look at a team like the Tennessee Titans. They don't have a lot of talent out there, man. Cam Ward, who I think is going to be a good quarterback in this league, okay, who I actually had as my QB1 in last year's draft, I think he's going to be a good player. But he's got a big-time deficiency with talent around him, okay, on both ends of the roster, okay? And they just fired their coach, as the Giants did. They got some stuff they're taking care of in their front office, okay? You look at the Cleveland Browns. They got talent on defense. They do. They have talent on defense. They got Myles Garrett, the great Myles Garrett, who, shout out to him. He broke the Michael Strahan's sack record today, even though it was a 17-game season, but he did. He broke it. Just a straight dog, Myles Garrett, okay? They got talent on that defense. Shedeur, I like Shedeur as a quarterback, but you got to say he's shown he's behind the other quarterbacks that came out in this draft class. We'll get to in a moment, okay? I got some strong feelings I want to get to on the quarterback class, all right? You look at teams like that, the Jets. We know they suck. They got talent. The talent they did have, they traded away. They went all in on tanking the rest of the season because they're trying to get a quarterback. And they're currently playing against Buffalo. And with a with a loss, they will clinch the second pick in the draft. So we'll see if the quarterback that they want is available to them. Okay? But clearly the Jets have a talent disparity there. They got Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall, who's a free agent. Garrett Wilson will be there, but Breece is a free agent. Their defense is barren. They got nothing out there. They traded Sauce Gardner, and shout out to the Jets. They did a good trading Sauce Gardner doing that. You know what I mean? They fleeced the idiot Colts out of 2 first-round picks, which is going to help them get who they want to get and get their roster. But they're a long way away. They're a long way away. The Arizona Cardinals, they have talent. They have some talent in some spaces, but they have a quarterback problem. When they're healthy, they have some pieces, but they have a quarterback problem. And maybe even a coach problem. We'll see about that. But if you look at the New York Football Giants and you say to yourself, you say, man, they got one of the best pass rush rooms in the league. They got Brian Burns, who finished second in the league in sacks today with 16 and a half. He did not get a sack today, but shout out to him doing that, okay? You look at that, and you look at healthy. Giants had a lot of big-time injuries to the offense in their skill position room. Malik Neighbors, he comes back. He's one of the best in the league. Cam Scatterbo, he would have been in the Rookie of the Year conversation the way he was going, okay? There's some talent on this Giant defense and the pass rush room and on offense. And their offensive line took a step this year in being better with Andrew Thomas being back. So you look at the Giants, you say, you know what? You can see them get it. If they get the right front office and coaching staff together, they can make that jump next year into the next tier, which is contending for a playoff spot. It doesn't take that long in the NFL, alas, if you have the quarterback. And Giant fans, we got our quarterback. If there was any doubt, I don't want to hear anyone out there try to say, oh, well, you know, we can't rely on him because Jackson Dart, he plays with reckless abandon and stuff. I don't want to hear that crap either, okay? Because the kid showed that he's listening to the coaching staff, and he can still be capable of going out there, playing the kind of style of play he has, and being smart by taking care of the football, by sliding when he needs to. He's done it the last few weeks since returning from that concussion. And everyone wanted to basically make the biggest shit in the world, which, I wanted him to protect himself a little better, no doubt about it, because he's the leader of the franchise. And you got to be out there to help your team. But I would never believed in neutering the guy and saying, okay, well, you know, we're going to just turn you into a pocket passer. We're going to turn you into Kurt Warner, and you're just going to stay in the pocket all the time and just figure it out from there. No, you can't do that with a talent like this. You can't. You got to let him be him, and you got to let him play. And the last couple of weeks, the New York Giants finally said, okay, we're going to let him be him. And what are the results? Last week, they won 34-17, and this 34-10, I should say. And this week, they beat the Dallas Cowboys 34-17, and they finished the season at 4-13. Okay? There is a lot to like about the New York Giants' future if they get the right front office and coaching staff. Now, I'm annoyed with that part of it because I know they're going to bring Joe Shane back, and I knew this was going to happen. I never doubted the New York Giants were going to try to find a way to keep Joe Shane here because it's what they do. It's what John Mara and the Tisch family do. They always do it half-assed when they need to go all in. And being uncomfortable to get the right people here. And again, they are choosing to do that with all reports saying signs are pointing towards Joe Shane staying. Joe Shane is staying, folks. And I've seen this movie before. I know I've said it for weeks on this podcast, but I've said it from the jump. I've seen this movie before. It would take a colossal failure for the rest of the year for them to say, you know what? Maybe we should get rid of the GM. We got rid of the coach and his staff, most of his staff. And you know what? He did come from the same place when we got them both here together at the same time. Maybe we should get rid of them because they don't think like that. The New York Giants always want their GM to outlast their coach. They always want them to get a chance to pick another coach in their regime with this front office. And lo and behold, all signs are now being leaked out that that's going to happen. And like I said, it was going to take a big time fall on the face for the New York Giants to move on from Joe Shane. Meaning, when they fired Brian Dable, I said it back then. The only way Joe Shane gets to get fired is if they don't win another game the rest of the year. And with the talent this team has, they were going to luck into a couple of wins. They were. They were. And that's what happened. You had Vegas tanking last week. They didn't want to win the game. They made it very clear on that when they did what they did with Bowers and Crosby, pissing off Max Crosby and all of that. They knew what they were doing, okay? And today, the Cowboys, they said, hey, we're going to play Dak the first half, and we don't care about this game. And that's what they did. That's what they did. But I will say it is very good to see Jackson Dart play so well and show the tools of why he is the face of this franchise and the most important player on this roster right now. Let's go to the comments section real quick. Let's see what we got here. I know there's some people that want to get in where they fit in here. Let's see. Oh, Tanya checks in. What's up? Salute, Tanya. She says, we are a team that beat ourselves in the games. We got the weapons we just need to add to it and start winning some games, get the leadership needed to see what we can do. Yeah, that's basically where we're at as a franchise right now. It's all about getting the right coaching staff. This is going to be the most important coaching cycle in the history of this franchise. Now, last year, I said that there was going to be the most important draft of the franchise's history, coming off the worst season in New York Giants history last year, where they were 3-14. They had the third overall pick, and they were clearly looking for a quarterback. They telegraphed their move last year when they released Daniel Jones midseason. We all knew they weren't bringing Drew Lock back, and they found their quarterback. Thank God they did. Okay, thank God Brian Dable, identified the guy. This is going to be the most important coaching cycle in team franchise history, because you got to get this right. You got to get the right coach that's going to lead and be the leader of this franchise, especially with John Mara, this was talk today that was pretty concerning as a fan. That I saw some stories today about, everybody needs to just kind of be happy if the Giants win for John Mara. It does not sound good reading the tea leaves about the New York Giants, John Mara's health with him fighting cancer. Seeing Pat Leonard put that out did not make me feel good. Paul Schwartz, other people talking about it. So listen, this man could be more sick than what we really think he is. So this is why I'm a little annoyed too, because I don't know if I want to trust Joe Schoen to make the right hire after what he did with Brian Dable. Now John Mara hasn't shown he could make the good hires either, so that could cancel it out. But this is going to be the most important coaching hire in franchise history, because the quarterback has to have time to develop. He's on a rookie deal. And if you want to get back to contention for a Super Bowl title, the time is now. The time is now. No doubt about it. Oh, man. Eddie checks in, says this team can't do anything right. I take it you're a little annoyed, Eddie. I take it you're a little annoyed as my wife just told me just now that we saw a deer outside, so don't mind me reacting to that, but that's crazy. But anyway, Eddie is not too happy right now. Not too happy, as I guess you wanted to take. Bro, as much as fans are going to want them to tank, players, they're not going to do it. The New York Giants have always perfected that, man. They have perfected the art of winning meaningless games when no one gives a damn about them. And then when you're invested and you want them to win, they don't win those games. You're invested, the season's on, you're excited, you're buying in, you're let's go. You're going to MetLife, you're let's go get a win, let's go beat this team. And then what? No, they don't win those games. No, they don't win those games. Under this regime, they do not win those games. But boy, when it's last year, when it's even 2 years ago, in 2023, they had Tommy DeVito running wild and scoring points and all of that. Then they win those games in that draft. Then after that, last year, we had the number one pick right in our hands. We had it right in our hands in week 17. What did they do against a Colt team that was trying to win and get into the playoffs? They had their best game of the entire season with Drew Lock playing unconscious. And then following week, in week 18, they lose to the third string Eagle quarterback when they didn't have two shits to play for anything. That's what they do. And then, but you know what? Like I said, I'm going to say this. I can't, they weren't beating the Raiders, bro. They just were not beating the Raiders. The Raiders, you got to be a special kind of bad to beat that, to lose to that team. They were not going to lose to them, bro. They just weren't, The Giants are just better than them. They are. And today, the Giants were better than the Cowboys, especially with Dak Prescott sitting in the second half. You knew they were going to win that game, bro. Jackson Dart is trying to go out there and show everybody that he is ready to change the culture of this team. These guys have got stuff to play for. They want to make their mark. So, if you're going to play these guys, you got to expect this result. Now, if they would have sacked these guys, then I would say, okay, they're tanking. You might as well lose the game or expect to lose the game. They're not. They're not. Jackson Dart wants to win Rookie of the Year, and folks, he should be, and I'll get into that in a moment, okay? Because I'm getting a little sick and tired of this stuff about how he's not the Rookie of the Year. It's Tyler Shuck out of nowhere all of a sudden. I'm gonna get to that in a moment, but folks, it just wasn't gonna happen. It just wasn't gonna happen, man. Especially after that Raider game last week, they were alive. If the Cowboys would have played Dak and their starters for this game the entire 4 quarters, I do think the Giants would have had a chance probably to lose this game. Probably. But they didn't. And they telegraphed they weren't going to play Dak more than the first half. So it is what it is. Tanya says, I am not mad at a win, especially against Dallas. I will never ask the teams to flop. True story. Not the best season, but we see what options we got now to build with. Absolutely, man. That's what it is. It's all about what do we do going forward. How can we see? For me, it's how can we go out and become the New England Patriots next year? And let me clarify what I mean by that of being with the New England Patriots. Meaning, how can we go from being so bad to getting to now getting the right coaching staff and leadership to bring the quarterback to reach his potential and the team to get better and maybe possibly make the playoffs? How can we be the Jacksonville Jaguars hiring a new coach? All of a sudden now, Trevor Lawrence looks like the quarterback that everyone was falling over their heads to go get in the year that he got drafted. Now he's reaching his potential. Why? Because he's got the right coach now. He's got the right coach. They got the right team for him now. And look, he's contending for a number 1 seed this year. Okay? Now we'll see what happens, but they're right there, and they had a tremendous year. Trevor Lawrence has played MVP caliber football this year. How can we be the Chicago Bears? The Chicago Bears, they had a terrible coaching staff last year, okay? A terrible coaching staff last year with a rookie quarterback, Caleb Williams. Everybody was worried about him. But what are we going to do? What are we going to do about this? What if Caleb never reaches? What did they do? They went out there and they got the right coach. They got Ben Johnson. And now look at them now. Division champions. Okay, number 2 seed. How can this New York Giant franchise get to that point? That is what it's all about going forward for me in the offseason. And right now, I want to bring someone back who's just came in backstage, a frequent friend, good person of the show and a friend of mine, the Giant Jasmeet Singh, obviously leaving live from MetLife. What's goody, brother?
Week 17 in the books. One of the best Giant seasons in the books.
I know you're happy getting that win, brother. I know that's right.
Last 2 wins, 1 on the road, 1 at home, ending the season high. Everyone talks about the draft picks, right? Giants have never been good with the drafts, or have they been good with the drafts? Whoever they draft, always trade away. They don't draft right. So why not just go for a win and get the guys' morale high going into the offseason which they will remember and look forward to. Think how many positives came out of this game, right?
Yeah.
You don't need to
Absolutely.
carry. You don't need to carry three running backs. You got Scadaboo is a talent, right? I cannot simply wait. Shout out to Scadaboo, right? I met his mom and dad today. Amazing family, great
Yeah.
family. You know,
Yeah. That's what's up.
Europe. So cannot wait for him to get back in Giants blue. Tyron Tracy Jr., number 29, is gonna be remembered in the Giants for years to come. Mind it, you know. And
Yeah.
I said that when Scadaboo got drafted, that Scadaboo and Tyron is gonna make wonders. Give
That
them
was
a
the plan.
wonderful year.
That was the plan when we took Scat, man. That tandem
They are going to be Bradshaw and Jacobs for a reason,
hope so.
So
Yeah. I like
there
it.
you go.
I like it.
1,000 yards, man. 1,000 freaking yards for our running back. For a four-win game, four-win team, you have 1,000-yard wide receiver. You have 1,000-yard running back, right? And you also have a quarterback who almost had a 10 rushing touchdowns, and he also had 8 touchdowns too, right? I mean, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I mean, he's tremendous, man. He's tremendous. Jackson
three,
Dog, the future's bright,
so
baby.
three big things that you need on the offense. You have it. You know,
Yeah.
build around it. Build around it. Yes, I do know, or I do see that you do need a draft capital, but it's always about how you draft, is not about where you draft, right?
Right. Right.
People have done wonders, teams have done wonders drafting low, but you need to know who you're drafting and how you're going to work with that person, how that person's going to work with your coach. First thing first, starting tomorrow, get your freaking head coach, get your offensive coordinator, get your defensive coordinator in line, you know, and then
Yeah,
go
it's
in
gonna be a
April.
process for sure. Yeah.
Then go in April, Joe Shane, and go build your freaking roster. This
But
is
now
your
this
one
is
and only chance. If Giants are still trusting you, and I'm okay with it, if Giants are still trusting you, Mr. Joe Shane, go out there, be the best general manager in the world, in the US, and out of all 32 teams, show what you can do. You know, that's it.
yeah,
That's all I'm
absolutely.
gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say, man. I mean, what Giants have been going through right now with the ownership. Shout out to John Mara. He's been dealing with like his health.
Yeah, right.
Um, he can only do much, right? So
Right.
everyone else, as a fan base, as a family, everyone else has to come together. You know,
Yeah.
just
Well,
get it
listen,
done.
the best way to come together for us fans is we want to see a winning product. We want to see a
That's
winning
it.
product, and we want to see competence by our GM. And this is where I was getting to before you came through, and I appreciate you stopping through the show, my brother. But you know, do we trust Joe Shane? This is going to be the ongoing question the entire offseason. Do we trust him to number
You know,
one get the coach right? Can we trust him to do that? Because the first time he didn't get it right, and
you know,
and honestly, he
it's
shouldn't
always
be
been.
here to get the second
And
choice.
if you look at it, it's not always the GM and head coach combo. Okay, you fire the one, you have to fire the other one. No, there's always been a GM that gets the second chance to pick your head coach.
Yeah, well,
Joe Shane is getting
I'm
one.
not feeling that.
I'm okay
The
with
guy's
that.
got to earn it. You know what I mean, Jasmine? He's got to earn that opportunity. But we know the Giants don't do business like that anyway. So.
Okay. You saying that he got to earn it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, think about it. Okay, forget about his first 2 years, right? Whatever, I mean, if I don't want to forget it because that's still a shithole, right? But
Yeah.
last year and this year, think about it. Any picks, any draft picks that you think from last year and this year that you can question mark. Can you?
What these last 2 years you saying?
Last 2 years.
Okay. All right. So Malik, obviously that was a good pick, right? I got to look at the roster too. I would say last year was his best draft by far. Last year.
I'm telling you, he is year one. Okay, let me tell you that, right? So he is year one. He came in January or February. When was it, right? Somewhere around February, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Giants already knew. Giants already knew who they wanted to pick. When you have a general manager coming in, right, in like February, and you already have a first week of April draft, we already knew 99% of the time at that time that we were picking fifth and seventh, and we were picking Kayvon and Evan Neal. Tell me if we had another third person in line to pick at that time. You, as a Giants fan, did you hear any third name at that time? I did not. You
Charles,
know,
I heard about Cross. I remember, he went to Seattle. There was some names. I
but
mean,
but the names, these if these names were available, we were picking these two guys, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
most likely, yeah, most likely.
Right? So Joe did right. I mean, it did not work out. Not everything works out, right? Joe did it what everybody was thinking, what Giants needed. He did address the holes right from the bat. And I'm not gonna argue the okay, Giants did play bad for last years, like last 2 years. There was not a winning product on the field. It's not all his fault, you know? It's not all his fault.
Players got to play, no doubt
Players
about
have to
it.
execute too.
Players have to play, but you also
I
have
was
you have to
I
know
was
these guys,
talking
man.
I was talking to Jonathan Casillas' dad. He comes to our tailgate every single week, right? He's
Mm-hmm.
like, you look at my son, right? You it doesn't have he's been on three different teams. Been on Saints where he won the Super Bowl. He's been on the
Patriots,
Patriots.
Giants,
And
yeah.
he came on the Giants, right? He ended the
Mm-hmm.
season here, and now he's actually working for the Giants, right?
Yep, yep.
It's always he
Shout
should
out to
have been
Jonathan Casillas. He's a good dude, man. I met him a few
he
times.
should have been on any of the teams if he was not able to execute the plays. It's not always about the coach. It's not always about the management. It had your players have to execute the plays too.
Mm-hmm.
You can always give them the play calling, but they have to execute, and that's what the Giants have been missing.
Yeah, well, listen, and absolutely, it's a combination. It's not all always on the coaches. We all know that.
Yep, I
We
can guarantee
we
it.
have we have not had a good coaching staff since Wink Martindale left us. This
Yep.
defense has not been good. The scheme I was never a fan of with Shane Bowen. See, the thing with
Oh,
Shane Bowen and the defense was, for me, it was more about this. Shane Bowen would have a plan. Once he was, first of all, he was too easy to figure out the plan. There was no tricking. There was no making teams wonder. It was okay. They know the play that's being run, and they're gonna attack it until eventually they kill the thing because he had no answers. That was what my whole thing was with Bowen. Now I'll give Bullen credit. The guy that's taken over Bullen, he's actually been a better coordinator than Bowen ever has when he was here. He actually looks like he knows what he's doing
absolutely.
out there.
You see how Abdul Qadir is. Oh
Yeah,
boy, think about if this guy was actually holding the defensive line for all these like week one since week one, it would have been insane. Brian Burns have been loose. Uh,
yeah.
Dexter Lawrence is an exception because he's been having a tough year. Everyone has tough year, right? This year, I would excuse Dexter Lawrence and Andrew Thomas because of the injuries and whatnot they have been going through.
Andrew
Next year,
Thomas has been tremendous when he was out there.
they will be back. They will be back. But when Andrew Thomas was on the field, he gave his 100%. You know.
Absolutely. Best left tackle in football this year, in my opinion, when he was on the
Yep.
field.
Yep. He did not play. He did not make the. He did not. He made the All Pro, but I think he's gonna make the All Pro, but he did not make the Pro Bowl. But that's fine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's whatever. We for the real ones know he's been the best at his position. I mean, he was tremendous this year,
Yep.
and I'm glad that he actually came out and reestablished the kind of dominant player he is. Because there was some question like whether we can count on him the last 2 years with these injuries he's had. But this year, they took their time with him, getting him back out there, and he showed who he is. So I'm very happy. I know he didn't play the last 2 games, but I think if this team was in contention, he probably would have been out there this week. But it wouldn't make no sense to put him out there when, the season's already lost. So I'm very happy with what I've seen from Andrew Thomas. And I expect another big year from him next year, man.
Oh yeah, definitely. Andrew Thomas is a giant. He will remain as a giant. Brian Burns, another guy, bro. Like that guy is a monster.
Yeah, for sure. Let me just get to these comments real quick, brother. Tonya says, I hope you and your family had a great holiday and New Year. Yes, we did. We had a great holiday. I appreciate that.
Thank you. Yep.
I appreciate that, Tonya. I hope you and your family did as well. Yes. And let's see what we can do. Okay. Oh, Cliff checking in. Cliff checks in. My guy, Cliff, salute, Cliff. I know you're happy to seeing that the Giants won this game. You got a chance to get up to that second pick. Your Jets, you got a chance to get back up there. So let's see if they can, what happens against Buffalo, because I don't think Buffalo really needs the game. They're locked in. Not sure if Josh Allen is playing today, but if he does, I would imagine they wouldn't play him too long. So let's see what happens, man. Let's see if your Jets can finish this off and get you to that slot. I know you've been waiting for that. Taekwon Lewis checks in. Taekwon, salute, my brother. How you been, bro? I hope everything is good out there. He says, what's going on? I'm glad we finished the season right. Yeah, me too, man. I'm glad we finished the season at least on a high note. I know it sucks for not having the highest pick possible, but it was not in the cards for us for that, man. The Vegas Raiders were not going to allow themselves to not pick first overall. It's their time to let them have it. You know what I'm saying? And Dak Prescott not playing in the second half, you knew where that was headed. So at the end of the day, I'm just glad that our quarterback is showing he is a franchise quarterback. They have stopped neutering his talent. They actually say, you know what? Let him be him. And look what he gave us. Very, very encouraging, I will have to say the least. And one of the biggest reasons why this
you can see
is so attractive out there to coaching candidates in the NFL. Tanya says also, I don't think they are getting.
You can see that's the dart, right?
What you said, bro? I didn't hear you. Say that.
I'm just gonna say one thing. Jackson, he did not have his wide receivers today, right? He still work it out. He worked it out with Isaiah Hodgins and Jerry Slayton.
He has had his receivers most of the season, and look what he's doing out there. Gotta love it. Gotta love it, man.
That shovel pass that he give it to Belly, bro, that was amazing. That brought me back to Patrick Mahomes. That was Patrick Mahomes to Travis Kelce. That was insane. How he was going down.
I even tweeted that too. That was a very Patrick Mahomes-like play that I saw him do. It's really
even
nice
in the stadium, the guys next to me is like, dude, that's a Travis Kelce that's a Travis Kelce touchdown. If he's thrown by Patrick Mahomes, I'm like, yeah, that's true. That shovel pass is Patrick Mahomes' signature.
All right, I see. I got my guy backstage. He wants to join the show. My guy TP Way, salute, my brother.
Yo.
What's up, TP?
What's up, baby? I'm sorry, Giant fans, if I'm not crying that we beat the Cowboys.
Right?
I'm sorry. It ain't coming from me.
No, I'm not crying because we deserve to celebrate against the Cowboys, man. Come on.
Hey, one thing that can't be said this year from no Dallas Cowboy fan is that they swept the New York Football Giants. I'm keeping my pride, man. I'm keeping my pride. I'm sorry. Y'all can have the draft pick.
That's why I tweeted the other day. I'm like, are you going to win this game for a pride or are you going to lose this game for a draft pick? And you know what? 90% of the people we're going to win this for a pride, man. This is all about New York Giants. That's it. It's all about New York Giants.
I am tired of losing to the Dallas Cowboys. I can't be mad about that. I'm sorry.
You know what? The draft, it will just tell. You never knew. You never know what Joe Shane's going to do, right? In the draft time. What if we might move up? We might do something crazy move up or move down or whatnot, and we might get a multiple picks. You never know. We're still not out of this.
That's the point that I'm always trying to get Giant fans to understand. Everybody has an idea or a scenario in their head, but nobody knows how this thing is going to pan out.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
It's like this each and every year. Everyone has a mock draft they throw out there, but it always goes differently than what you expect.
No, you're ruining the game. You're ruining the players if you just talk about draft every freaking single time. You know?
Well,
like draft is one thing, you're bringing in the new talent. But what about the talent that you have in the team? These guys want to play. These guys want to win. These guys want to beat their division rivals. You know?
Absolutely. And they should want to do that. Now, the only way this is going to stop with New York Giant fans of always thinking draft is if they start winning. That is on the players and the staff. Once they do that, this is over. And for me, I was already like, listen, I got my quarterback anyway. I said this for weeks. I got my quarterback. So the tanking thing don't really move me at all.
Yes.
Even if it wasn't really moving me last year, I understood. Because it's like, okay, we got to get our guy. How are we going to get our guy? How are we going to get our guy?
Right.
So I get why Giant fans were saying the stuff they were saying last year. But this year, we got our guy. I don't care. We're already locked into a top 7 pick. It's going to be what it's going to be. And for those out there that were even paying attention to that stuff, I saw the Cleveland Browns won their game today. So now the Giants are guaranteed a top 6 pick. So for those out there, congrats. Me, it's whatever. We beat the Cowboys. We got our quarterback. Let's focus on getting the right coach to turn this around. What do you think about that, TP?
All right.
I'll say this was my only knock in these last 4 games or whatever. So my only issue is that when we played the Vikings, we played like we were tanking. That's my issue.
Yeah.
I would have liked us to open things up and to really gave us a shot to really win.
Yeah.
People like to say, oh, Jackson Dart, he threw for 33 yards, and they think that's the end of the story when it came to the Vikings.
Oh, hell no.
When all actuality, I was disappointed in Kafka because he did not open that playbook up and give Jackson Dart a chance.
He neutered him with that game plan. See, I know what you're saying. It did look like a tank, but I look at it like this, bro. I saw inept is what I saw. I saw an inept coach that chose to be the cowardly lion and was scared to death of Brian Flores' defense and getting Jackson Dart hurt more than winning the game and actually him being himself and showing he can stand up to a great defense coordinator like that. That's what I saw. I saw inept. That's what and all it did was just it just solidified everything I felt all season about this coaching staff. They are not to be here. I don't even want Kafka back as an OC. That's my opinion. I want to just go fresh, especially if you're going to keep Shane, which it looks like they're going to do. So, shocker there. But you know what I'm saying? I don't want nothing to do with this coaching staff. I want them all gone. The only one, as far as I'm concerned, that can stay is my guy, Carmen Brasillo. Point of attack, baby. He earned it. Bring that man back. Give him a 4 or 5 year contract, okay? You bring that man back. Everybody else can go. What do y'all think about that?
He made that line like solidified. You know that line. As long as we pay Eliminor, and I don't know who else is out there. Who we gotta pay? Just Eliminor, right?
I mean, technically, Evan Neal.
Evan Neal's gonna go, bro.
He's gonna be gone.
Evan Neal hasn't played a single snap in the whole season.
Yeah.
It's Illuminor and it's Van Roten. Those are the 2 guys that are going to be free agents. I don't think Van Roten's coming back.
I thought he's a free agent this year. This next year.
Van Roten, yeah, he was only on a 1-year deal.
Oh,
yeah. So regardless of, we got to address the line regardless if Illuminor comes back. This is why I'm a little like, I would not be surprised if the plan all along was they're going to try to bring Aluminum back for the right price, their price. And if he gets big out in the market, they're going to let him go. They're going to slide Membo over the right tackle and go out and either draft a guard or that's what it looks like to me. I would love Linderbaum. As far as if he shakes free from the Ravens I've been saying this for weeks. If he shakes free from the Ravens, who have some decisions to make of their own, and he's a free agent, I want Linderbaum. You bring him here, put him at center, and then you go from there and you figure out what you got to do on the right side. That's just me, though. You know how I feel about point of attack, brother.
Yeah.
To add another all-pro to the line with Andrew Thomas, a healthy Andrew Thomas, is very appealing to me, especially with a young quarterback like Jackson Dart and the weapons and Neighbors and all these guys returning. I think that will be a big time boost. But that remains to be seen if he'll get free. But if he's there, if I'm the Giants, I'm doing what I got to do to bring that man here. You know what I'm saying? Sing is back. Jasmine's back here. I got you back in, brother. You good?
Sorry. Yeah, I got a phone call, so
all good. All good. But that's what's going on. There's going to be some changes to the line. But yeah, man, I'm over this tanking stuff. At the end of the day, we got our quarterback. Okay, we got our quarterback. We're still going to be picking in a pretty good position. Giant fans need to move on. Would it have been great to get a big trade down? Of course. Who wouldn't want that? But I'm not going to hang over that as the end all be all. Screw that. Jackson Dart is showing he should be the rookie of the year. I don't care. Don't give me that Tyler Shuck shit. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it, TP.
Yeah. No.
What do you think?
I agree, man. I agree, and that's just the one thing, man. Before I get out of here, that's the one thing that I want to push, man. When everybody's just can easily just think so negative and be so down about this football team. Yeah. But today was also a reminder, man, that there is talent on this roster and there are building blocks on this roster, man. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of young guys that are going to do good things in this league, and all we need is that leader of men and a head coach to put it all together, man. I've seen some good things from certain players this year, and I believe we can only get better, man, if we just add on to this.
Before you go, I want to know who is your early favorite that you would like to see be the next New York Giant coach? As of right now, and I preface this as it's early in the process. We are all subject to change. We don't know what Black Monday is going to be tomorrow. We don't know what will be down the road and who will shake free. Right now, after Week 18 is over, who is the guy you're looking at, TP, that you think could be the right hire right now?
So I do have to preface this by saying Mike Tomlin and Brian Flores are two guys that I don't think that are likely for us to get. But if there was a chance for either one of those gentlemen, we need to go get them. Make no mistakes about it. Make no mistakes about it. Like, to me, those two gentlemen are like ways above all the other candidates for a few reasons. I really want a defensive-minded coach. I really want somebody who has proven that they can be a leader of men. And I think those two guys just embody that. And I think that marriage will go well by what we have and their personalities. Now, if you just put that to the side, because, again, I just don't think that's likely for that to happen, I really am going to have to say Mike McCarthy, man. And the reason why I say that is because when you look at the available options out of there, that's out there, I'm not really the biggest fan on these not so proven offensive coordinators and these defensive coordinators. Not because I don't think that they won't be good head coaches, but because of all the places that we have been, we can't afford to have a guy that is trying to learn on the job. Unfortunately, we're not in that position. You know, we need to go now. It's time to make it happen. And I think Mike McCarthy, you know, his resume shows that he's a football candidate. And so that's why, you know, I'm just more confident in Mike McCarthy than the other.
So you're more favoring, you want the guy that has the experience already, the guy that has a track record of winning games and stuff. That's what you want right now. That's what you're feeling right now. So let me ask you something. What do you think about Kevin Stefanski? What do you think about him? Because I'm hearing stuff about how he might skyrocket to the top of the list with the Giants if he's let go tomorrow, which is which to me is like, no, I'm done with the whole. I don't need a Cleveland Brown coach all over coming here. I understand what people are trying to connect dots and stuff. And last time we did the Cleveland Browns thing was Pat Shermer who had experience. And where did that get us?
I don't think y'all like. There's no way that you could possibly be paying attention to what's going over there with Cleveland and say that you would want him to come over here.
Yeah.
Even what he's doing with Shador is criminal.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, man. Mm-hmm. He's literally done everything to hurt Shador Sanders. And so for just seeing that as a football fan, how could you even want the stench of that to come over here and him to possibly do that with Jackson Dart, or for there just the chance of that, the thought of that.
Yeah.
That to me is just why I say absolutely no, man, because what he's doing over there with the Browns is just completely sad, man. And so stay away.
I definitely agree with you, bro. I definitely agree, and I've been seeing this on Twitter today, and I'm just like, okay, I understand you want Giant fans would love to have Jim Schwartz as defense coordinator, but if that's the case, just hire him as defense coordinator, whoever comes here. You don't have to. He's not a package deal with Stefanski. You give him a right amount of money, he'll come here regardless. If you really want Jim Schwartz that bad, Giant fans got to relax with that. I don't want nothing to do with Kevin Stefanski. There's a reason why things didn't work out over there in Cleveland.
Antonio Pierce is in the house, so we gotta get him the
Antonio.
I like the idea of it.
Yeah.
It sounds good.
Me and Pierce had a good 10-minute talk today in the club. So
he was there. He was at the game.
He was there. If you see my Instagram, I posted that too. Okay. I'm like, dude,
I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah. I met Pierce. I was so busy outside, meeting other people, and he was sitting right behind me, and I was like, and someone just screamed at him like, "Yo, AP!" I'm like, "Who's AP?" Don't tell me it's Adrian Peterson. And oh shit, that's Antonio Pierce. And then I walk up to him in the halftime. I was like, "Dude, I'm a big fan of yours. You have a special place in my heart." When against the Cowboys, when you did that helmet. When you did the helmet scratch, and for a pick six, remember that?
Yeah.
Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
And
Green Bay Packers in Green Bay NFC Championship game. That play made on that screen pass will forever be in my mind.
Yep. So I told him like those two plays have like a special spot in my heart for you.
Not about.
He's like, I appreciate it, And I'm like, dude, when am I going to see you in the Giants sideline, coaching? And he's like, tell the Giants I'm ready. All he told me was like, I'm ready. Tell the Giants,
Well, let's see what happens. Sounds like he's going to get an interview, so we'll see. You never know. I don't know if I go that way, but maybe DC we could talk, maybe. But we'll see.
I'm going to agree. He might not be a head coaching material, but he's definitely a good defensive coordinator, or at least a D-line,
Yeah.
Or middle linebacker, or a linebacker coach or whatnot,
Right, I get that. That would be cool.
But you gotta get him. You gotta utilize your own talent, man. Come on, there are so many good veterans out there, the Giants veterans that are just part of the media team, doing interviews and whatnot, right? Why don't you bring them on a sideline, Take their expertise.
Yeah.
The Giants have good with those.
That's my guy TP's about to exit stage. Everybody out there, if you're listening, watching this right now, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button to my guy TP. TP, put that in the chat, bro. So they can see that. And salute. We gotta talk tomorrow, bro. We got some things we gotta talk about, brother.
Yeah, let me say this in closing, man. Tomorrow, 7 p.m. I do this. I try to do this every year. Season ending, ceremony and awards. That stream. I'm sending an invite also. Seeing if you're available. Just say the word. I'll send a link and all of that. But we're doing season ending awards real quick just to give everybody an idea. You got the most improved player, biggest dog award, best hands award, best single cam game
Yes, sir.
performance award, offensive. So the list goes on. It's that whole nine, and that's how we usually like to
That's
close
great,
out the thing.
That's
Yeah,
a
man.
goal. Yeah, I'll definitely be part of it. Yeah.
Okay,
Yes,
so I'll send a link your way.
Yep, definitely. I'll join. Yeah.
All right,
Salute,
y'all.
TP. Thanks for joining the show, brother. We will talk, bro. Everybody
All
out
right.
there, make y'all sub to my guy, man.
Yes,
Peace,
sir.
brother.
Peace.
Yep. Love TV.
Peace,
Let's
man.
go.
Yeah, man. So, hey, there goes my guy.
All right.
TP, checking in, as always, showing love to the show. We're going to do a little Grays stream tomorrow.
I lost your voice.
You can
I
hear
don't
me?
know. For some reason, I lost your voice.
Lost them. All right, so yeah, I'm sure Single chime back in. Let me see if we can get him back in. You there, Jasmine? Yeah, we lost him. Okay, I'm sure he'll call back in if he has a moment. But yeah, man, everybody out there, we're gonna do a one more live stream tomorrow to basically conclude the New York Giants season on TP's show. We're gonna do the grades, and y'all need to go lock in and go make sure y'all sub to my guy and check that out. And again, if you're new to this channel, you happen to be coming through and say, man, these guys are really chopping it up, talking that New York Giant ball. Make sure y'all hit that like button and make sure y'all subscribe to this channel, Born for Sports, baby, because we talk it all up here, not just New York Giant football. But today is the day about the Giants. It is the last game. As we got Jasmine back. You there, bro?
Yep.
Okay,
I'm back.
good. All right, so let's run through these comments real quick before we conclude the show and talk about today's game. Tanya says, also, I don't think they are getting rid of Shane, which hopefully doesn't hurt us. If our new coach doesn't rock with Shane, they may have a change. Yeah, see, that's my whole concern is the New York Giants are going to have the best job available. You cannot neuter yourself to getting the best candidate available because you want to keep Joe Shane. It has to work out. Joe Shane has to either figure it out with the candidate, or the Giants have to say, you know what, I'm sorry, Joe, we got to go another direction because this man right here we want really badly, and we need to do what's right to make this franchise go. It's about being uncomfortable sometimes, and if that's what it takes to get like a let's just throw a name out there, John Harbaugh. Let's see if Harbaugh says, hey, I want to come here, coach the New York Football Giants, but you know what? I'm not comfortable working with Joe Shane. I don't want to work with a lame duck GM who next year could possibly be out. I want to bring in a guy that I can go get this turnaround. Well, then it's bye-bye, Joe. I'm sorry. You had your shot. So that's just an example of what I mean. Now, if they say, you know what, it doesn't matter, I'm going to work with Joe this year, then you do it. Then it's not a problem. So this is what I was worried about and concerned about with the New York Football Giants. So hopefully that does not have to happen, and it won't matter. And they'll say, you know what, I want to come here regardless of, man. Reynolds Maldonado, what's that? Oh, Ronaldo Maldonado, pardon me. He said, that's right. Salute, Ronaldo. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like. Make sure you hit that subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Welcome to the show. Let's go. He says, that's right. I know you're happy today, man. I know you're happy today, as you should. As you should. Let me know what it is, bro. Let me know what it is. He said, let's see here. Right. Tanya says, do you think we keeping Banks now that we had him returning punts? LOL. I don't think we're keeping him. Well, you know what? Maybe as a depth piece, I could see it because Joe Shane's not going to admit to a mistake. I would assume they would try to trade Deonte Banks, but I also would assume it's going to also come down to the new coaching staff coming in, whether they want to work with Deonte Banks. Let's see what they say. One thing I'll say, I got to give the kid credit. He's been pretty good on returns, man. He's been pretty good on returns.
He had last two bad years. That's about it. I mean, his year one was amazing. So it all depends on who the new coach is and how they deal with it. What if he has a great training camp, and he turns the thing around? I mean, he knows his position. It's just his mind is not in there,
Yeah. So
we'll see. Exactly. Exactly. He could be that top pick. If he could behave like a top pick, I would love to have him.
Yeah, I mean that would help the Giants if you could figure it out. I mean,
We don't have to reach out for a cornerback then, and
yeah.
we
Yeah,
might we might
I think we still need to go. We still got to. Well, number one, we still got
not that
to
high,
flop
but
back.
not that high. Maybe we can still work with. Yes, we're still gonna need a CB1,
Yeah,
but we can
I'm
still
not gonna
work with,
waste a draft pick. I wouldn't. I
exactly.
wouldn't use our number one pick on a corner. I don't think the draft is too heavy on top corners and that high in the draft. I think you can get one later on. So
Yeah,
I won't
exactly.
go there. Yeah, yeah.
I would rather have another weapon for Jackson Dart, as a wide receiver,
Yeah,
then
yeah.
I would go for a corner.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Josh, the boss, 25, said we just witnessed Joe Shane's final game as Giants general man. Doesn't look likely, bro. Does not look likely. It looks like they are keeping him. If you're reading the tea
They
leaves,
said
the
it.
field is around.
They
They're
said it
keeping him.
yesterday. They said it yesterday. Pat Leonard said it yesterday.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
I think Jordan
Okay.
Renan introduced. He said it yesterday too. That
Yeah,
Giants most likely are keeping or
yeah,
retaining Shane, and
yeah.
he's
I
gonna
don't think
start
it's happening.
interviewing. He's gonna start interview the process sooner than later. So
Yeah,
even though we're waiting for exact names, uh, like tomorrow, Black Monday,
yeah,
but he still knows who he's gonna interview. He already
yeah.
has
Absolutely.
people down the line. So if he's that far in the process, yes, he's gonna be retained for now.
Yeah, yeah,
Unless like you said, like John Harbaugh or Mike Tomlin comes in the building, be like, hey, I'm gonna go and coach this team. I'm gonna turn your team around, but I need my own manager. That
yeah.
kind of thing.
That's the only way I see it too, bro. I
Then
agree.
it's a different story. But you hardly
Yeah.
see that happening because if you're bringing somebody in as a head coaching, then you already had that conversation with that person, you know. So,
Hmm. And
so
also, I don't think Joe Shane is going to be trying to go hire a guy that he know doesn't want to work with him. Just a
why
hunch.
would you? Exactly. Why would you? Why would you hire somebody?
They're
Yeah,
not
right.
going to do that. They're not going to do that. That's why it's either you let him go now or you just move forward with him because there's no way they're going to interview people and say, hey, by the way, Joe, I don't want to work with you, but I would love to be hired by you guys. It's not going to happen. So everyone you're hearing out there, folks, that's who Joe Shane is already reached out to and probably are going to reach out to see. Unless ownership overrules and says, hey, Joe, I'm sorry you got to go. We're going to keep these guys. That's the only way that's going to happen. It's just not going to happen, y'all. It's not. That ship has sailed already. No matter how we feel about it, no matter how I feel about it, it's over. Joe is coming back. So we're just going to have to move forward and just look forward to the future to see who's going to be the next leader of this football team on the sidelines. That's really where we're at with it. Cliff says, hey, bro, beating the Cowboys always great, no matter how meaningless the game is. That's true, bro. That is true. No doubt about it. No doubt about it, bro. Always a good thing.
The Cowboys.
Yep. And listen, coming into the season, all we heard was the Giants can't beat the Cowboys and Eagles anymore. Well, they did it they got one win against both teams this year, so there's a step in the right direction. We'll see what happens going forward.
I wish would have been 3-3. We should have beat the Commanders at least once,
We should have swept them. Let's be honest. We should have swept. We should have swept the Cowboys. That game, I will forever be cursed with that game in Dallas. That was Russell Wilson's last moment in the NFL to me. That game should have never been lost. 14 seconds left, and Bowen has these guys playing prevent off coverage with 14 seconds left with the best kicker in the league who can boom it from 70 yards. That right there was all she wrote. That was it right there for me. They should have swept the Cowboys.
If we would have won that game, the story of this whole season would have been different,
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Absolutely agree. Tanya says, hoping for a Bears-Panthers Super Bowl. Well, Bears-Panthers can't play in the Super Bowl because they're in the same conference, but I get what you're saying. You want to see some new blood. You want to see some other teams get in.
I would see Bears. Yes, Panthers maybe too early.
Yeah, Bears got a shot.
Panthers maybe too early for them right now, but I would definitely. I think Bears is a complete package than the Panthers right now. You know,
Yeah, absolutely,
Bears,
absolutely. I think the Panthers are going to be one and done.
I still believe
They're
Bears
pretenders.
can actually beat every other playoff NFC team. You know, than
Right.
than the Panthers can. Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Corey checks in. Salute, Corey. He says, even we won another meaningless game, but we finally beat Dak. Boyle said Jackson Dart proved he's the guy. Yeah, no doubt about it. Hey, there's always something to watch, always some positive to get out of that, man. It is what it is. I will never apologize for beating a team that the Dallas Cowboys or the Philadelphia Eagles or the Commanders for that matter, especially those other two teams, man. They have been a thorn in our side for a while. We got to start making this a regular thing, but when the games matter, that's when we got to beat them. Now, when the games matter, we did beat the Eagles on a Thursday night, so I've got to be fair about that. The games mattered at that time. But we got to make this a regular thing, and hopefully next year we'll get the right coaching staff to make that happen. Corey also says, forget about Mendoza and get Dart the right coach. That Mendoza shit, I don't know who, media just toying with this giant fan base. They know how to make certain fans and fan bases sheep. And that was just, you got to be a wolf, Giant fans. There was never going to happen, first of all, that even if they had the number one pick, that Mendoza was going to be drafted here. That's number one. Number two, Jackson Dart is our guy. That's it. Done. I don't want to hear about no other guy. Jackson Dart is our guy, okay? He's proved it. Look what this man has had to play with. All these weapons not being available to him that he had to play with most of the season. With an inept coaching staff for the most part that he had to deal with, okay? And you want to go and get me Fernando Mendoza? Because he's had a couple of good games in college? No. You don't throw away what you see can get the job done for another lottery ticket. How do you know that Mendoza's going to be able to play that well in the NFL? How do you know that? Nobody knows that. You already found out Jackson Dart can do it, and y'all want to throw that away? Come on now. I don't know who in the world was doing that nonsense the last few weeks, but I'm sure now they'll kill that noise. Be a wolf, not a sheep, Giant fans. Do that.
Be happy with what we have right now.
Absolutely.
This is going to be, even we had a losing season, right? Let's take it back, right? Let's take a pause here. Even if we had a losing season, the energy, the mindset of all the players, all these young guns, right? It was different. It was like, okay, there's something in the make. We are going to build something on top of this.
Right. No doubt about it. That's what has to happen.
Even today in the fan base, right? There was an excitement to see Jackson Dart in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why you want
to get out there? How was the stadium? Was it like more Giants fans there or Cowboys fans?
It was good amount. It was good amount of Giants fans, man.
Good.
I mean,
that's good to know. Salute to the Giant fans, including yourself, that was out there doing what they do.
Thank you. Always, I would not root against my team. Yeah, I would rather have my seats empty than given to the away fans.
That's a fact. Yeah,
that's me.
That's a fact.
But yeah, going back to this, yes, there were a lot of Cowboys fans, which is always the case because Dallas fans, they don't. It's not about they travel; they live in New York. I mean, yeah. Dallas, there are a lot of Dallas fans in New Jersey, New York. Bottom line, right? I mean, I've seen it. I grew up with them. I know that. So, yes, they do come. I mean, there's only one game that they see their team coming here a year, right? Unless they play the Jets too, right? Yeah. So this is the best time that they, regardless of how their team do. I've seen Dallas fans when Dallas is like a 2-win team, or when Dallas is a 7 or 8 win team,
Right, no doubt about it.
Yeah, in the stadium.
Yeah.
So, but I was still happy that a lot of Giants fans came, and you know what? The best thing is, kudos to all those parents that brought their kids to today's game, because they are not telling their kids to quit on this team, and rather bringing their kids to the game and then seeing them and teaching them, be like, hey, this is what your New York Football Giants is. You know,
Absolutely.
that's
Salute to
amazing.
them.
That's
Absolutely.
salute to those parents who are bringing their kids to the game and still dress them. I saw plenty of Jackson Dart jerseys, Cam Scatteraboo jerseys on the kids. Amazing. That's the future right there. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So forget about this Mendoza bullshit. I'm not buying into that. Um, let's just ride with Jackson Dart and see if he's the answer, you know? It's
Yeah,
year
no
one.
doubt about it. No more of that. No more of that Mendoza talk. I don't know who started that crap, but I'm glad to hear that came to an end.
If for some reason Jackson Dart doesn't work out or whatnot in a couple of years or whatnot, right? I mean, we don't know. It's still too early. Like, you know, everything. There's always another quarterback out there who's going to be waiting, you know, to get drafted. But for now, let's park our talks right here. Jackson Dart got the opportunity when things were not going in our way, and he took the boat. And it's not like he did not score. He was scoring at like 20 plus points a game. You know,
Right.
He was scoring touchdowns. It was the other side of the team who did not want us the games. You know.
Yep. And he's my player of the game. That's my player of the game, Jasmine. You want to speak about it? Jackson Dart, 22 or 33 for 232 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks, 5 carries, 32 yards, man. He balled, bro.
Yeah. He made sure the ball goes to the other side of the field.
Yep.
He was rolling the ball over. It had offense can only score. Offense can only score, give you the lead back, right? Defense is the team that needs to stop the other team. If defense gonna give away the points, there has to be some time when offense gonna lose it, and we're gonna lose the game, right?
Absolutely.
As long as defense can hold on to it, yeah, you know, it should be a win-win for everyone.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. And that play that he made, that Mahomes type of play, that was my turning point of the game, by the way. The Dart Mahomes shovel pass touchdown to Bellinger to give the Giants the lead before the half. That right there was the highlight of the season. And
it was not needed. It was not needed, but it was needed to take the lead going into the half. You know, showing yourself that you are who you are right before the half. You know, the half, 2 minutes or whatnot, a few seconds does not matter to you. You know, and this is who we are. You know, and that thing is actually going to help us. You know, down the line, it's actually going to help us.
He went out there and he balled. That was the stamp of the season for me, for everyone. That's going to be the highlight that people need to look at going forward and say, you know what? This is our guy. That was a Patrick Mahomes type of play what he did that. Patrick Mahomes made those plays regularly. And for him to make that play in that spot, and then Bellinger took it the rest of the way, just a beautiful play. That was the turning point of the game for me. And, you know, that right there solidified for me, like, okay, they're going to win this game. You know, they're going to win this game. Jackson's out there balling. He's playing, having fun. And speaking of that, I got to say this. This is my unfiltered truth, man. That Jackson Dart should be Rookie of the Year. I don't want to hear this crap, okay? I don't want to hear about Tyler Shuck. I don't want to hear about none of that, okay? Anyone that watches these quarterbacks, these young quarterbacks out here, okay? And it's not even a knock on Tyler Shuck. He's played well as also. Give him credit, too. You know what I mean? But they've won a couple of games, you know, and all of a sudden now everybody want to be like, oh, he's the Rookie of the Year? How? How is that? Jackson Dart as great as he's looked with the production he has put up, with lesser weapons, weak coaching, the win-loss record is a team stat, okay? That is a team stat, y'all. All right? Yep. The eye test doesn't lie. You cannot tell me as of this year. Now, obviously, things can change down the road. A lot can happen, okay? But you cannot tell me the eye test is telling me that Tyler Shuck is the best quarterback in this quarterback class that this past year, or that he has had the better season statistically than Mr. Jackson Dart, okay? Let me read these final stats for Jackson Dart, okay?
I'm actually going to sign off. I'm sorry. I just got home, so I got to get off.
Do your thing, bro. Listen, salute to you for checking in. I appreciate you coming and stopping by. Jasmine, thank you. I appreciate it. We will talk soon, my brother. You enjoy the rest of the day, man.
Definitely talk. Definitely do let's do a session sometime like in January, February, maybe February after Super Bowl. That's when the draft talks kicks in. I can definitely hop on or something, right?
Absolutely, brother.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Appreciate
All
you,
right,
bro.
man.
Salute to you and your family, bro. Happy holidays, my brother.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's Jasmine, always showing love to the show. I appreciate him all year, coming and checking in whenever you can, man. That's my guy right there. One of the best Giant fans out there, super fans. If you know, you know. And if you don't know, figure it out. Jasmine Giant Sing. But as I was saying, we're going to conclude the show in a moment. Just want to get these last comments and my thoughts here. My unfiltered truth is Jackson Dart needs to be the Rookie of the Year. Don't talk to me about, oh, well, Tyler Shuckers won some games for the Saints, and he's got to be the Rookie of the Year. That Saint team, give them credit, but they play a softer schedule than Jackson Dart, okay? And he's had more weapons to work with out there, okay? Jackson Dart, without Malik Neighbors this year, Cam Scatterbout for most of the season, okay? Those are his two top weapons right there, y'all. And he played the entire season without that, okay? All right? Darius Slayton, no hands ass, fake number one wide receiver. He helped Wan'Dale Robinson, and Wan'Dale Robinson, also salute to him, helped out show that he can be a big return receiver in this league. He had Wan'Dale Robinson having a great year and Theo Johnson occasionally with Bellinger. That's it. He's out there playing ball with Gunnar Olszewski out there, y'all. With Isaiah Hodgins, who wasn't even here most of the season. Don't talk to me about Tyler Shuck as Rookie of the Year, folks. I don't want to hear none of that, okay? Stop penalizing. The NFL circle needs to start trying to penalize this kid just because he missed a couple of games due to a concussion, okay? Stop it. The eye test does not lie. He is the best quarterback in this class this year. Now, down the road, we'll see who is the best quarterback, period. But you cannot tell me that 24 total touchdowns, okay? Only 5 interceptions, 2,740 yards, and a 74.3% adjusted completion percentage, over 63% passing. And you're telling me that this kid is not the Rookie of the Year? Knock it off. I don't want to hear that. Jackson Dart deserves the Rookie of the Year, and this is one of the games that should solidify that thinking, okay? Give credit to Tyler Shuck. Let's not get crazy, y'all. Let's not get crazy. You could put his numbers and stack them up with Jackson Dart, and you tell me who's had the better year just off of that. The win-loss record is a team stat, okay? A team stat, okay? Y'all gonna tell me, y'all gonna go out there and tell me that Sam Darnold's better than Joe Burrow because his team is winning and number one seed? Y'all gonna go out there and tell me that? So then don't tell me that Tyler Shuck has had the better year because his team won a couple of more games, okay? They won 6 games, and Jackson Dart won 4. So the Giants finished with 4 wins. So let's knock it off. And all 4 of those wins were with Jackson Dart was the quarterback, okay? Knock it off. Jackson Dart is the Rookie of the Year, all right? And that is that. Let's get to the comments before we conclude the season finale of this show today. Let's see what we got here. Danny checks in. What's up, Danny? What's going on, bro? How you feeling, bro? Happy holidays to you, my brother. Happy holidays. He says, I just want Carnell Tate. Yeah. I'm all in on that. We've talked about it. You know, Carnell Tate, I think, would be a tremendous get by the New York Football Giants, whatever pick they get. Or my guy Tyson, my guy Jordan Tyson from Arizona State, former teammate of Cam Scatterbo. You know, I love that kid as well, Danny. His injury history is the only issue, but I think talent-wise, he's neck and neck with Carnell Tate. But you give me Carnell Tate to go along with Malik Neighbors, to go along Tyson or Tate, I should say, with Malik Neighbors, okay, next year. We're hopefully bringing Wan'Dale Robinson back. Hopefully, we'll see on that, okay? Hey, Theo Johnson continues to improve, hopefully. Okay? Tyrone Tracy in the backfield. You know what? You could score some points with that offense with Jackson Dart. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Give me one of those guys. And if they're off the board, then we can go defense. And I'm going to put this comment here. And for Chris, who's checking in, salute, Chris. He says, give me Caleb Downs. Simple to jumpstart and prioritizing secondary. I understand what you're saying. I love Caleb Downs. I love Caleb Downs. And I actually think that would be a very good pick in that draft slot if the Giants are picking 6 or whatever, or 5. It just depends on if Tate is and Tyson's off that board or whoever's out there. Man, I tell you, Arvell Reese is another player I'm looking at from that Ohio State Buckeye defense. They got at least 3 or 4 first-round picks in that defense, man. So you give me Caleb Downs. I would take Caleb Downs over Reese personally. But, we'll see on that. Man, Caleb Downs on this defense to go along with this pass rush would be something to really look forward to on this New York Giants. Now, of course, we got to see who the coach is. And if we do end up hiring a defensive-oriented coach, they might favor him. So we'll see on that. But I would love to get Tate or Tyson with that pick. But we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. Darryl checks in and says, now Joe Shane going to say we got one more game than last year. Yeah. But what can he really say? You know what I mean? What can he really say? They took him to task on that bye-week press conference. He knew that they turned the heat up on his ass. They know what it is. What can he really say? All he can say is we're going to go get the right coach and this and that, and it'll be all GM speak, okay? We don't want to hear – now, honestly, I don't even want to hear what he got to say. Just go out there and figure it out. That's all I know. I don't even want him back, as y'all know where I stand, but it looks like he's coming back. I don't even want to hear from the guy until I see some major moves being done that I can feel confident that the New York Giants are going to be a different team next year from what we've seen the last 2 years. That's all I want to say. He could tell me everything he want to say. It's going to fall on deaf ears at this point. It is. It really is, man. It's about improving the team and winning games next year. So we'll see what happens. I'm not expecting much what he's going to say that's going to open my eyes to make me more confident in what his direction plan is going to be. It's put up a shut up now. It's put up a shut up. It's go out there and figure it out. Make the team better. That's all I'm saying. Classy Watch This says, let's talk coaches coordinator. What's our dream with that? And do we want Joe hiring the next Red regime? Well, I don't want him hiring it, but that's what's going to happen, man. It looks like that's the direction we going, bro. But I'm gonna have some videos coming out soon of what I feel like the all-season plan I like to see. But I want to see what happens first with Black Monday. So I'll save that content for later on in the week. Look out for that. He says Bears kept GM and they got the right second coach. Yeah, that's the only way it's going to work. They have to get the coach right. That's it. That's it. And if they don't get the coach right, they're all out of here. Cliff says Aaron Pierce. What's that? Oh, Antonio Pierce, you meant. Or Flores. Yeah, I know. Or Stefanski if available. I'm not in on Stefanski, man. I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there, honestly. But I have my candidates I'm going to drop soon on a video soon. I just want to see how Black Monday goes. I'll tell you this. I don't want Stefanski. No, I don't want him. I don't want no Cleveland Brown guys. Leave them there. If it didn't work out there, don't bring him to MetLife. I'm out on that. I'm out on that. Seriously. We need a different guy. Honestly, I'd rather have – I'm not even the biggest Mike McCarthy guy. I don't want McCarthy. He's in that Thibodeau ilk for me. You know what I mean? He'll take you to where you need to go to a certain extent, and in like 3 years, you'll be looking to see who's going to get you over the top. That's what I feel about that. But I'd rather have him over Stefanski any day. Just my opinion. Cliff says the Jets might finish the season without a single INT. Bro, I don't know how you do it as a Jet fan, bro. I don't know. I don't know. Tanya says, I know everyone ready to give up on Slayton, but I just can't do it. He's still in it for me. I'm out on him. I'm out on Slayton. He showed me that he is not a guy to be trusted. He had 1 foot out the door last year. He told us all last year after Jones was let go that he was going to look to leave. And then when he saw that he wasn't getting the market that he wanted, he came crawling back to us, and Joe Shane stupidly gave him that $12 million a year contract. And now as collateral damage, it's probably going to cost us bringing Wan'Dale Robinson back. So I'm out on Slay, and if you can trade him, I'm all in on that. But it doesn't seem likely somebody would pick him up at that number. Les checks in. Salute, Les. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. He says, we popping bottles, TP. He's referring to what TP was saying. Listen, we beat the Cowboys, man. I'll take the win, man. I'll take the win. That tank stuff was over anyway once we played Vegas last week. That was over. You can't fall TP or us feeling like, hey, man, it's good to beat the Cowboys. Got to do that, man. Hopefully this doesn't end here. That's all. That just is what it is. This is what it is. Classy says, we smoking that Cowboy pack and popping them bottles. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I feel you on that. Oh, man. Let's see here. These final comments. Corey says, fuck them sorry-ass Cowboys. Josh says, John Mara, one job to do, which is fire Joe Shane. I wish he would, bro, but it's not going to happen, man. It's not going to happen. Then hearing all this stuff about how sick he is with cancer and stuff, these articles coming out today trying to, this win was for John Mara. I'm a little concerned with that. I think they might be hinting that his diagnosis is not going for the right way. All prayers to the John Mara family. Hopefully he can beat this thing, but it don't look good right now when you're seeing articles like that being posted. So we'll see, man. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see on that. I don't think it's going to happen, but we'll see. Can you tell the Knicks to get this man? Listen, it's just a little blip on the radar. Little blip on the radar. A little 3-game losing streak. They'll figure it out. The Knicks will be fine. It's got some stuff they got to fit. You didn't think it was going to be that easy, y'all, did you? They'll figure some stuff out. They got to figure out that defense, man. They'll figure it out. And remember, we're playing with some injuries as well. We're not at full strength. So, they'll figure that out. I have total confidence in that. I'm not worried about the Knicks at all. Not at all. Not, at least not yet. Danny says they already put out the teams we're going to play next season. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got to take a look at that. I doubt they'll give us a last place schedule because even when the Giants are bad, they still smoke us with the schedule anyway, Danny. They always do us dirty, don't they? I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. The problem is we draft players to fit our coordinators' wants and play style instead of picking the players that truly have talent and can make a difference. Yeah, I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. Absolutely. Jacob Hogden. Salute, Jacob. Salute. Welcome to the show. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like and make sure, most importantly, you hit that subscribe button. Welcome to the show. Let's go, Giants. He says, I want Caleb Downs. Yeah, he's a baller. He is a baller. He would definitely be fit right in on this defense. And I know we got Tyler Nubin and we signed Javon Holland. But the way Nubin is played, I'm not going to be scared to draft a guy like Caleb Downs, who's a difference maker, and bump Tyler Nubin down. I'm sorry. He just hasn't shown it yet. And I like Nubin in college, but some of it may be scheme. We'll see. But he hasn't shown enough for me to pass on a talent like Caleb Downs. So if he's there and Tate is not there, I'm good with that pick. I am. I really am. He says we need defensive help, run stopping help, and Caleb Downs. Yes, sir. Josh checks in, says Giants keeping Joe Shane back, sets the franchise back 4 years. It very well might. It very well might. If the Giants keep Shane, that'll set us back for, yeah. Double comment there for sure. Yeah, man. It definitely could. I want the underdogs to play for once, Tanya says, for the Super Bowl. I get you. Always fun to hop on your stream. Cliff checks in and says, good luck to the G-Man in the offseason. I appreciate, Cliff. I appreciate you hopping on every time. Always showing that love, brother. Always showing that love. You know that. Classy Watch This says, I want Shula as coach or Tomlin. An amazing-minded offensive coordinator, please also. Yeah, that's the thing. And, the coordinators are going to be just as important, if not the head coach, because if we get a defensive-oriented guy, we definitely got to have a guy that's going to help grow with Jackson Dart and take him to that level he can reach, man. So, yes, that is a big-time important thing. I love Shula. I would love to have him. Anytime you can go to the McVay tree, it's usually a good result in that. So, I would love to go there. I like Hafley as well from Green Bay. But if you told me you would go out there as of now and make Shula the coach, I'm all in on that as well. I would love that. Absolutely. Classy Chris says Jordan Tyson on the MetLife field out. Man, that's anybody on that MetLife field, man. It don't matter. It don't matter. Any of them can get hurt. But yeah, I love Jordan Tyson. I think he's a baller. And I predict that come the combine, his buzz is gonna really, really take off when he goes into that combine, man. I think he's gonna be up there. There's gonna be some teams that are gonna prefer him over Tate. I think they're neck and neck. So you heard it here first. I think Jordan Tyson's stock is going to rise come the combine. No doubt about it. The Man Cave checking in. What's up, Man Cave? How you been? Happy holidays, my brother. Salute to you. He says, salute, my guy. Ball for Sports. Smash that like button. Yes, sir. You heard the man. Smash that like button and that subscribe if you haven't already. Salute, my guy. I hope everything is well. Happy holidays to you and your family, bro. Demon D, the Hellcat says, LOL, Giants pick number 1. Nah, they're not picking number 1, man. They're not picking number 1. We know that. He says, shitty Giants laughing. Giants overrated, overhyped frauds. Oh, okay. All right. I would love to know what team you root for, bro. Might be them bum-ass Jets or them Cowboys. Maybe it's the Cowboys or whatever. It is what it is. Listen, man, we coming back, bro, next year. Let's see what we get as coach. We'll see if you got that energy. Make sure you check back in when that happens around draft time, bro. I can't even hate on that comment because the Giants, they're 4-13. What can I really say? Latin 2882 with the final 2 comments of the night. He says, yo, I got invited to go and I won. Wasn't all well good win for us, but fuck Dallas. Yeah, fuck Dallas. That's really the bottom line. We got the win on them. It is what it is. Let them be toying in mediocrity. Let them be. I'm never going to be mad about winning a game against the Cowboys or the Eagles or the Commanders, man. I'm built like that. That's who I am. You know what I'm saying? We got our quarterback already, Giant Nation, so it is what it is. Would have been nice to get that pick to trade down for all those picks. Oh, yeah, of course it would have been great. That would have been awesome. Of course it was. But if it wasn't meant to be, it wasn't meant to be. Be thankful you got your guy. That's what you need to look at. Be thankful we got our franchise quarterback. Now let's go out there and see if we can go out and turn this franchise around with the right coach. So listen, y'all, that's going to do it. That's going to do it for today's show. The New York Giants, they finish off the season beating the Dallas Cowboys 34-17 to finish the season at 4-13. It is what it is. Mercifully, another bad season comes to an end, but this season feels a lot different than last year, and there is stuff to look forward to in the future if certain things get done. Think about where we were, Giant fans, last year. We didn't know where the next quarterback was going to be. We didn't know if the coach was coming back. We didn't know what was going to happen. And now we got our quarterback. Now we know we have talent, better talent on the team. So let's see which coach is going to come and mold that talent and get us out of this rut. Unfortunately, it looks like Joe Shane is coming back. It is what it is. We'll officially get the word tomorrow on Black Monday, but it's happening. It looks like it's happening. He's coming back. So let's see who will be taking over the sidelines for this franchise and get us out this rut and get us back to respectability. And hopefully we get the right coach. We'll turn out to be the Chicago Bears next year, or dare I say the New England Patriots, or dare I say the Jacksonville Jaguars, or those kind of teams. It only takes that one good coach and quarterback connection to turn things around, man. We know we got our quarterback. Let's go out and see if we can get the right coach. So that's going to do it. Salute to Giant Nation out there. I want to give a big-time salute to all of you out there who's been rocking with me all season on this podcast. It has not been an easy journey for us Giant fans, as we have seen another bad season, but I appreciate all of you out there. Salute to all of you out there in New York Giant Nation. for rocking with me, and for any fan base, NFL fan base checking in with the show, rocking with me. Y'all know y'all all welcome, whether it's hate, whether it's to chop it up, whether it's some trolling, whatever. I salute y'all as well. But thanks everyone out there for rocking with me in this season. But that is going to do it. It is over for the New York Football Giants 2025 season. There will be more content to come as we still got to hire a coach. And, of course, down the road with free agency. And, of course, down the road with the draft. But it is over. Salute to all of you. And I hope everybody out there had a safe and happy holiday. No doubt about it. But that's going to do it. For those new to the channel, I ask one thing from you. One more thing before I go. Smash that subscribe button to Born for Sports because, folks, I talk all sports. As you can see, big-time New York Giant fan, I was in the car the whole ride. Now it's time to park it. Yes, sir. Salute to the Section 330 crew, my fellow Section 330 crew brothers. Yes, sir. And salute to New York Giant Nation out there. I talk New York Knicks basketball. And, folks, the Knicks are going to hold us down, y'all. Title contender New York Knicks, baby. Yes, they're in a little funk. They dropped 3 straight games, but still one of the top teams in the East. Second seed. They got a big game tomorrow against the Detroit Pistons. We'll see where we're at with that. Hey, Knicks got some things they got to figure out. Nothing's going to be perfect in an 82-game marathon. But the Knicks are going to be a title contender. And I can't wait to see it unfold. Keep it locked, New York Knicks Nation, for that New York Knicks content coming very soon as we turn the page from football New York Giants season to New York Knicks basketball. Salute to New York Knicks Nation. I talk New York Mets baseball, and hey, wake me up when they make a signing. Wake me up when David Stearns decides to improve this team instead of subtracting for it. Keep it locked, New York Mets Nation. I'll be around soon as something does happen. I talk about it all, folks. I talk about the Yankees. I talk about the Jets. I even talk about the bum-ass Brooklyn Nets. I talk about whatever you want to talk about in the world of sports, especially New York sports. Salute, Giant Nation. It's over. Let's see where we go from here and what coach is up next. Salute to all of you rocking with me, and like and subscribe to Born for Sports. Let's go Giants.